Part 59. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 581. Bing Li, the leader of the Bingling clan, was suspended in mid-air, with a trace of regret on his face. As the saints of the Ice Spirit clan, the two have indeed extraordinary qualifications. If they stay in the Ice Spirit clan, they will become powerful masters in the future and continue their lineage. However, the matter has come to this: he knows what he is talking about, and there is nothing he can do to save the two of them. So, he took out some rare items from his storage space and handed them to Bing Yuer. There are some daily necessities in this storage ring. I have nothing else to do for you. Just consider it a farewell gift. The leader of the Ice Spirit clan had a loving smile on his face. He loved these two girls very much. But he didn't say a single kind word for these two people, so it's no wonder that they left the Ice Spirit clan. Also, the laws in this secret realm are incomplete. After you go out, you will be burned by the laws of the outside world. There are 2 origin restore pills in this jade bottle, which can block a disaster for you at a critical moment. Remember, there will be time in the future. Come visit us often, this will always be your home. Bing Ling handed over a jade bottle at the same time. This jade bottle contained 2 precious pills, which could save 2 people's lives at a critical moment. Chief, aren't you here to arrest us? Bing Yaya spoke elegantly, with gleaming brilliance in her eyes. Unexpectedly, at the last moment, the clan leader came to see them off. Let's go, Mr. Qin has not left in the secret realm. I saw him going to Yin Yang Valley. You should be careful on the way. If you don't meet him, you can come back. The clan leader will still accept you. Bing Li, the leader of the Bingling clan, waved his hand. He knew that the reason why Bing Yuer and Bing Yaya left the clan was to pursue Qin Feng and repay each other for saving their lives. Thank you, Patriarch, for your support. As Bing Yaya and Bing Yuer saluted Bing Li, they rose into the air and disappeared into the sky. Yin Yang Valley is a valley at the intersection of the borders of the Qingxian and Qingxian territories. It is extremely dangerous and contains many holy medicines of creation. Qin Feng rode a peacock, took Suzaku and Yeking Gran to the top of Yin Yang Valley. Now the evolution of Ryoma has reached a critical juncture. As long as it obtains a main medicine, its complete evolution can be completed and its strength will reach an extremely terrifying state. Of course, Qin Feng didn't know if he could find the main ingredient. He came here just to try his luck. What Qin Feng is looking for is the legendary magical medicine. According to rumors, there are magical medicines that have been nourished by the immortal magic of Dachan monks and can transcend the category of holy medicines and can be called fairy medicines. There are not many such elixirs in the entire ancient world. Only 1 or 2 can be found in the caves opened by immortals after some ascension. There are many powerful monsters inhabiting the Yin Yang Valley, and each monster has a terrifying aura, making it extremely dangerous. At this time, in front of a demon king's cave in Yin Yang Valley, several monks from the Flame clan were kneeling. The leader was Huo Yan, the son of the deputy chief of the Flame clan. The deputy clan leader was killed by Qin Feng, and the clan leader and young master also died one after another. He became the new clan leader of the Flame clan. When a new clan leader takes office, the first thing he does is to avenge the clan leader and the others. Huo Yan asked himself that he was not Qin Feng's opponent, so he plundered a large number of heavenly materials and earthly treasures from his clan, and prepared to bribe the Demon King to kill Qin Feng for them. Lord Xiao Demon King, as long as you are willing to help us kill that kid, we, the Flame clan, swear to respect you as our lord from generation to generation. Huo Yan led everyone to kneel on the ground. He had already sent people to watch the exit of the 3rd floor portal and made sure that Qin Feng had not escaped from the 3rd floor. This meant that there was still hope of killing the opponent. Halfway up the mountain, an extremely terrifying ferocious beast exuded a violent aura. He was in human form, sitting cross-legged in front of a cave. Countless essences of heaven and earth were suspended around him, and were refined into his body as he breathed. This was a dragon in human form, with extremely terrifying strength. Human, you don't know that the formation set up by Ancestor Qingxian can prevent the evil beasts and evil spirits from the prince's realms from approaching. Once they get close, they will be counterattacked by the formations. Do you want me to die? The Dragon Demon King closed his eyes tightly. His spiritual thoughts were extremely cold, and contained a terrifying aura of self-reliance. At this moment, Huo Yan and others felt the sea-like aura around them. These auras carried destructive power and suppressed them, making their bones crackle and almost collapse to the ground. Sir, please calm down. Things are not what you think. The person we asked you to kill was an outsider. Huo Yan lay on the ground in a state of embarrassment, trembling all over. He suppressed the discomfort in his body and yelled hastily, for fear that if he was a step too late, he would end up dead. Oh, tell me. The Jiao Demon King's heart moved, and the pressure on Huo Yan suddenly disappeared. He opened his eyes slightly, and two cold lights flashed across his vertical pupils. Huo Yan's body was trembling, and the monks he brought were even worse. They all fainted, and he was the only one who could hold on. The thing is like this, Mr. Jiao Demon King. The boy we asked you to kill is an outsider monk who has the divine light of the 9th level. He possesses a terrifying fairy weapon. Our previous clan leader and young master are no match at all. Huo Yan spoke eloquently and told all the news about Qin Feng that he knew. He knew that the Jiao Demon King had always wanted a weapon, but he had never been able to get it. Now that there is such a monk from the outside, who also brings a powerful magic weapon, the Dragon Demon King may set out to help the Flame Clan exterminate the other party. Oh, are you trying to hurt me? When the Jiao Demon King heard this, his heart moved. A terrifying immortal weapon really moved him. However, he did not think that the monks from Shenzhou Zhongtian could kill the leader of the Flame Clan. In his opinion, no monk in the Shenzhou realm, even with the blessing of immortal weapons, can kill the leader of the Flame Clan. Therefore, Huo Yan must not be telling the truth. The monks in the Shenzhou realm are so vulnerable to creatures like them. How can they have the power to kill the leader of the Flame Clan? Master Jiao Demon King, you don't know something. This person used completely despicable means. He used the young master as a cover, used cunning means to surprise us, and used magic weapons to tie up our clan leader and kill him. Huo Yan said in a cold voice. His pupils were shrinking, and he was extremely frightened. Originally, he thought that he would not be very vulnerable in front of the Jiao Demon King. But at this moment, he found that the strength of the Demon King was terrifying, even more terrifying than the leader of their clan. He was completely vulnerable to such an existence. Window. Tabula equals window. Tabula. Tabula.push, mode, thumbspeed -01, container, tabula below article thumbnail -300x250, placement, below article thumbnail -300x250, target. Type, mix. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 582. The Demon King exuded a will to dominate the world. Under such a terrifying power, Huo Yan's soul was trembling. Are you serious? The voice of the Jiao Demon King was full of unimaginable lethality. The terrifying momentum radiated here, making countless creatures near the mountain silent. The opponent did succeed in a sneak attack. We already know that he has a terrible magic weapon. As long as we can defend it, we can kill him. Huo Yan told everything that happened before. His strength was only the 9th level of Wuxiang. With such strength, he had no means of defense in front of the Jiao Demon King. Naturally, he did not dare to tell a lie. It's a pity that he didn't know that Qin Feng did have the means to kill the princes in the 4th level. He only thought that the reason why Qin Feng was able to kill their clan leader was because he used a magic weapon to sneak attack. Huo Yan's words made the Jiao Demon King very moved. A cultivator from the outside world who has a terrifying magic weapon, it is obvious that there may be more than one. Moreover, there are also techniques that can enhance one's combat effectiveness. This kid from the outside world is simply a hot commodity, a walking human treasure house. If he can get these things, not only can his strength be improved to a higher level, but he may also be able to obtain techniques from the outside world to make up for his own shortcomings, and then rush out of the secret realm and soar into the outside world. Then where is that kid? The Demon King sneered. Killing Qin Feng has many benefits. Not only will the Flame Clan respect him as the master, but they can also provide him with human Taoist companions, which is simply killing two birds with one stone. Having dealt with monsters for many years, he has long been drooling over human female cultivators and wants to taste them. Reply to Lord Jiao Demon King, our people found that after the kid left the Bingling clan, he went to Yunyang Valley. Huo Yan answered honestly. His attitude was extremely sincere. He did not dare to be presumptuous in front of Jiao Demon King. Let's go and take a look. Jiao Demon King sneered. Huo Yan woke up his cultivator disciples, led the way in front, and went to the direction where Qin Feng and the others were. At this moment, Huo Yan was overjoyed. He knew in his heart that the reason why the Jiao Demon King agreed to take action was not because he wanted to be their master, but because of the magic weapon on Qin Feng. However, it didn't matter. As long as Qin Feng could be killed, it would be worth it. Swish, swish, swish. The group flew into the air and rushed towards Qin Feng and his group at a very fast speed. The Yinyang Valley was endless. Although Qin Feng was also in the Yinyang Valley, he was hundreds of miles away from the Jiao Demon King and his group. In front of a mountain in the Yinyang Valley, Qin Feng sat cross-legged in the Ruyi Palace. He was trying to break through the Wuxiang realm. After killing a monster, he obtained enough Mingzhao pills. He had no less than 1 million Mingzhao pills, and there were hundreds of thousands of breakthrough pills. As long as they were refined, they would be enough for him to break into the Wuxiang first heaven. Boom! Endless pills were suspended in Qin Feng's God King Si. The pills were refined by the God King Si and turned into the purest medicinal power. Endless life essence gathered towards Qin Feng's body, and hundreds of thousands of Mingzhao pills disappeared in an instant. Such a huge amount of life essence really made Zuck and Yeqing Cheng stunned. The speed at which Qin Feng swallowed the pills was so fast that it dazzled them. Both of them held immortal tools and protected him in front of Ruyi Palace with Peacock. Once there was any danger approaching, they were ready to remind Qin Feng as soon as possible and wake him up. It is extremely difficult for other cultivators to break through from Shenzhou to Wuxiang realm, because blood medicine has perception and realm bottlenecks. And all this has no effect on Qin Feng. Endless pills continue to be refined, making this place sacred and brilliant. Qin Feng's body seems to be coated with a layer of gold, which looks extremely strong. He is calm and focused on improving his realm. In his body, the true energy is saturated, and there is no need to use Shenzhou pills anymore. Then, he took out thousands of breakthrough pills from the space. The energy of this breakthrough pill was extremely violent, causing his sea of gods to tsunami and thunderous lightning to appear one after another, which looked extremely terrifying. On Qin Feng's body, golden flames ignited, and a large amount of life radiance enveloped him, rendering the Ruyi Palace a golden glow. This scene lasted for a whole stick of incense, and the tsunami in the Sea of Gods slowly subsided, and then the brilliance in the Sea of Gods disappeared directly. Only Qin Feng was left, and he still burst into brilliant golden light. He broke through the divine illumination realm in one fell swoop and became a strong man in the Wuxiang realm. Swish! As Qin Feng stood up, all the brilliance in the palace instantly retreated. He took a step and walked out of the Ruyi Palace. Then, Qin Feng put away the Ruyi Palace with a thought. He smiled and nodded at Zuck, Yecheng Cheng and Conke who were guarding in front of him. At this time, the former Qin Feng looked extremely sacred, like a beautiful work of art, with gorgeous flesh and sparkling skin, out of the world and extraordinary. Congratulations, young master, for breaking through the realm. Zuck and Yecheng Cheng both congratulated him. They were really envious of Qin Feng's means of advancement. The other party had no realm barrier, and he could advance by swallowing the elixir, and he didn't have to worry about exploding and dying. This rocket-like speed made it difficult for them to exhaust their strength. If they could share half of it with them, they would probably wake up laughing in their dreams. Yecheng Cheng was already a cultivator in the Wuxiang realm, while Zuck was still in the Shenzhou realm. As for the remaining hundreds of thousands of Mingzhou pills, Qin Feng had no use for them, so he threw them to Zuck. Keep the remaining Mingzhou pills to improve your realm. Qin Feng smiled at Zuck. Zuck's progress was also very fast, but it was much worse than Qin Feng's. Zuck did not refuse. She took the Mingzhou pills handed over by Qin Feng and put them in her own space. She was different from Qin Feng. She could not swallow so many pills at once to advance. She could only refine a few pills and absorb them slowly when she practiced at night. Even so, during the time they were with Qin Feng, what they lacked the most was cultivation resources, and the improvement of their cultivation realm was far beyond that of ordinary people. Let's go. There is a terrifying monster hundreds of miles away. I think there is a lot of immortal medicine in that place. Qin Feng gave an order, and the two people and the monster prepared to go to find immortal medicine. At this moment, he felt two divine rainbows flying in the air near the exit of Yin-Yang Valley. In an instant, Qin Feng's fiery eyes and golden pupils pierced through the void. At this time, his cultivation had reached the state of no form, and the range of observation of his fiery eyes and golden pupils was countless times wider than before. In an instant, he found the two graceful figures. How did they get here? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 583. Outside Yin-Yang Valley, the two figures who came were none other than Bing Yaya and Bing Yuer. Sister, the monsters in Yin-Yang Valley are extremely powerful. With the strength of the two of us, I'm afraid we won't be able to break in. At this moment, Bing Yaya and Bing Yuer hovered, and Sister Bing Yaya lowered her voice and said, "There are so many dangers in this Yin-Yang Valley, and with the strength of the two of them in the formless realm, they are still unable to move safely in it. However, Mr. Qin and the others have entered the Yin-Yang Valley. If we don't follow them, we may miss them." Bing Yuer also said with extreme caution that there are big monsters running rampant in the Yin-Yang Valley, and there are many monsters from the realm of princes. If they encounter them, the two of them will definitely escape death. However, in order to find Qin Feng, they thought twice and finally chose to enter the valley. Why are those two girls here? Come on, let's go take a look. Qin Feng's expression was very strange. He discovered the two sisters, so he immediately rushed towards them with Suzaku and Yecheng Cheng. Just when Qin Feng and the others were still dozens of miles away from Bing Yuer and Bing Yaya, a pair of men and horses suddenly appeared in the distant sky. The leader was clearly the Dragon Demon King. His aura was terrifying and intimidating, and his power was immeasurable, intimidating countless monsters around him. They were all as silent as ice. What's going on? You hide first. Qin Feng frowned. He ordered Peacock to take Suzaku and Yecheng Cheng to hide, while he stepped on the immortal steps, exceeding the speed limit, and rushed towards Bing Yaya and Bing Yuer. Qin Feng Guo traveled through space over a distance of dozens of miles, and within a few jumps, he came to the vicinity of Bing Yuer and Bing Yaya. At this moment, the Dragon Demon King has led everyone to surround the two girls. In his eyes, there is a greedy look, and the terrifying coercion spreads out, making people feel heart-stopping. What two pretty human girls! There was a lustful look in the eyes of the Dragon Demon King. He had always wanted to find two human beauties to serve him properly. Unexpectedly, he was so lucky to meet two stunning beauties just after he left the cave. People of the Flame Clan, what do you want to do? Bing Yaya and Bing Yu were both frightened. When they discovered these people, they wanted to escape immediately. Unfortunately, these people were too powerful and they could not escape at all. Especially the middle-aged man at the front, his energy and blood were soaring into the sky, spreading out an extremely powerful aura, which made both of them palpitate and unable to resist at all. Lord Jiao Demon King, these two are saints of the Ice Spirit clan. Their beauty is truly extraordinary. Huo Yan's eyes lit up. Bing Yaya and Bing Yu both had excellent qualifications. Otherwise, it would have been impossible for Huo Zhong, the former young master of the Flame Clan, to be attracted. Now, these two girls are attracted by the Demon King, so their end will be extremely miserable, which is a pity. Two saints from the Ice Spirit clan? Yes, they are indeed two beauties. The Demon King's expression was unscrupulous as he swept around the bodies of the two saints, making them feel very uncomfortable. The few monks who came from the Flame Clan felt contempt in their hearts. A monster actually coveted the beauty of a human being. It was so greedy. Of course, they only dare to think about it in their hearts and never dare to express it. You are not a monk of the Flame Clan, who are you? Bing Yu frowned. She knew that if a miracle didn't happen, she and her sister would probably be killed. I am the Demon King. The Jiao Demon King spoke indifferently, and his vertical pupils scanned the two people's bodies, showing a lustful look that lingered on them. What is the Demon King? Bing Yu and Bing Yaya immediately exclaimed, their eyes turned pale. The Demon King in Yin Yang Valley was extremely powerful and famous. Even the previous leader of their Ice Spirit clan did not dare to challenge him. They did not expect that they would encounter this rumored peerless ferocious beast just after entering Yin Yang Valley, which frightened the two of them to death. Two human girls, please serve me from now on, so that you too can enjoy endless glory and wealth. The evil voice of the Jiao Demon King came, and he didn't hold back at all in front of Huo Yan and others. When Bing Yu and Bing Yaya heard this, their hearts were filled with disgust. It was better for them to die than to let them serve a Demon King. Dream. Bing Yaya was outspoken, her face was full of disgust and disdain. A mere monster actually tried to possess the two sisters. It was like a toad wanting to eat swan meat. Even if we die, we can't let you succeed. Bing Yu and Bing Yaya all looked at each other, their eyes bursting with determination. Rather than being tainted, they would rather fight to the death. Anyway, no matter what, they cannot fall into the hands of the Demon King, otherwise the two of them will definitely be worse off than dead. If you want to resist me, the more you resist, the more excited I will be. The cold voice of the Dragon Demon King came, and a strong aura spread out from his body. The members of the Flame Clan were so frightened that they were all trembling and unable to resist. In their hearts, they still admired Bing Yu and Bing Yaya. They were still willing to resist when faced with such a tyrannical Demon King. If this matter were placed on them, they would probably have to accept it. Bing Yu and Bing Yaya, with their exquisite figures and shiny skin, are both excellent in figure and appearance. With the personality of this Jiao Demon King, how could they not be tempted? My two beauties, I will love you well. The Jiao Demon King laughed loudly, his eyes swept across the two people's devilish figures, extremely greedy and aggressive. I'll fight you. I'll fight you. Bing Yaya and Bing Yu shouted, and they took out the top-grade weapons of the Heavenly King they carried. If they were to face such a miniature Jiao Demon King in the future, they would rather die. At this moment, the two missed Qin Feng very much. They thought that if Qin Feng was there, the Jiao Demon King would not be able to hurt them. Of course, they only had hope in their hearts. They knew that Qin Feng must have entered the depths of Yin and Yang Valley for such a long time and could not come to save her. Kill! Kill! Facing the Jiao Demon King in the vassal domain, Bing Yuer and Bing Yaya exuded ice-attributed coldness all over their bodies. Their eyes were very frightened, but they still showed a decisive look. The two held weapons and used the ice sword technique to instantly break through the void and slash at the Demon King Xiang Qiao. The Demon King stood there with a disdainful sneer on his face. He let the two sword energies chop at his body without dodging or evading. However, these two icy sword energies did not even break through the chi of his physical body. Window. Tabula equals window. Tabula. Tabula.push, mode, thumbs feed -01, container, tabula below article thumbnail -300x250, placement, below article thumbnail -300x250, target. Type, mix. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 584. Boom. The body of the Dragon Demon King expanded with powerful counter-shock power, and the energy was one after another, like a tide sweeping across. Bing Yaya and Bing Yuer went all out. They mobilized all their energy to stop the counter-attack. However, the gap between the two of them and the Demon King was too great to stop them. Bang, bang. In an instant, they were knocked away by the force of the counter-attack, and the situation was extremely critical. At this critical moment, Qin Feng increased his speed to the extreme. He held the immortal sword and landed in front of Bing Yaya and Bing Yuer instantly. Buzz. A wisp of breeze spread out from Qin Feng's body, supporting the bodies of Bing Yaya and Bing Yuer, stabilizing their figures. What did I do at that time? It turned out to be a long worm. Qin Feng was holding the immortal sword in his hand, with terrifying murderous intent in his eyes. The greed in the eyes of the Jiao Demon King was undisguised, and Qin Feng knew the reason instantly. The Jiao Demon King also looked cold. He glanced at Qin Feng with his eyes raised and did not take Qin Feng seriously. A young man with no appearance and a first level dares to show his eyes in front of this king. He is really overestimating his abilities. The Jiao Demon King is very disdainful. With his strength, he is enough to run rampant in this third level. Even the other Demon Kings in the Yin and Yang Valley have to give him a bit of a thumbs down. A boy with no similarity to him. Actually, if you dare to stop him, you are really tired of living. Although it is the first level of the Wuxiang heaven, it is enough to kill you. Qin Feng was happy and unafraid. With his fiery eyes, he discovered that the Demon King's cultivation was at the 5th level of the princes. His strength was already comparable to that of Grandma Rong before, and he was very powerful. However, his strength at this time is no longer the same. He has entered the phaseless realm. His strength has increased several times compared to when he dealt with Grandma Rong before. He has no fear when facing monks in the realm of princes again. Lord Jiao Demon King, this person is that boy. A cold smile appeared on the corner of Huo Yan's mouth. The other party actually threw himself into the trap, which actually shortened their search time. A ferocious smile appeared on his face, as if he had foreseen the fate of Qin Feng's blood splattered on the spot. In his opinion, Qin Feng had directly offended the Demon King and would definitely die without a burial place. What? How dare you lie to me? The Jiao Demon King's eyes were very cold. He spread his fingers and immediately grabbed Huo Yan close to him. Flame once said that Qin Feng had the strength of Shen Zhao 9th level, but the person in front of him was clearly in the 1st level of Wuxiang. Master Jiao Demon King, I don't dare to deceive you. Please be aware that this kid must have just improved his realm. Huo Yan hurriedly explained that he was so frightened that he was sweating profusely. He never expected that Qin Feng would be promoted to the 1st level of Wuxiang in just half a day, which was beyond his expectation. The Jiao Demon King thought for a moment, and then threw the fire rock aside. In his opinion, it was not impossible for Qin Feng to have a chance encounter in Yin Yang Valley and happen to be promoted to a greater realm. However, in just half a day, the other party has improved his level. Such qualifications are indeed too extraordinary. You know, some monks can only improve to a certain level and cannot do it in 10 days or even half a month. Even when he entered the formless realm, it took him 9 days to break through to the formless first level. It turns out it's you, kid. Hand over the weapons on your body and I can spare your life. 2 rays of cold lightning shot out from the eyes of the Jiao Demon King. He looked down at Qin Feng with a ferocious smile. Even if Qin Feng's cultivation reached the first level of Wuxiang, he was still far from his opponent. You dare to put your ideas on my head, Chang Chong, I think you are tired of living. Qin Feng stood in front of Bing Yaya and Bing Yuer, with a calm expression on his face. He showed no fear at all when facing a dragon demon king from the 5th realm of the princes. At this moment, Bing Yaya and Bing Yuer were both obedient and silent. They just watched Qin Feng's figure quietly in front of them, feeling extremely moved in their hearts. They were afraid that speaking out at this time would disturb Qin Feng and make the other party distracted by them and put him in danger. Boy, now I have changed my mind. Not only do I want to keep your weapon, I also want your leg. Murderous intent bloomed in the eyes of the Dragon Demon King. As the king of this place, the terrifying murderous intent was released and enveloped the entire world. Qin Feng, an incompetent young man, dared to be so arrogant and unbridled in front of him, which made him very unhappy. You want one of my legs, do you think you have the life to take it? A trace of murderous intent flashed deep in Qin Feng's eyes, and his fiery eyes were like 2 golden lamps, making the atmosphere extremely tense. It seems you don't know who I am. I want your weapons and I want you to step back. That would be your honor. The Demon King looked contemptuous. In his eyes, Qin Feng was just an ant. He could crush him to death with just a raise of his hand. He didn't take him seriously at all. Young man, please kneel down and beg. Maybe the Demon King will be soft-hearted and spare your life. Huo Yan, who was standing aside, said in a cold voice that when he saw Qin Feng being so arrogant in front of the Jiao Demon King, he instantly felt ashamed of himself. The other party was obviously a piece of trash in the formless realm, but he actually stood so tall and straight in front of the Jiao Demon King, which was hard for him to accept. With the strength of the Wuxiang 9th layer, when he saw the Demon King for the first time, he only dared to kneel on the ground and did not dare to speak loudly. Qin Feng was completely unafraid of the name and momentum of the Demon King, and was simply slapping him in the face. Jiao Demon King. Sorry, I'm just a worm, I haven't heard of it. Qin Feng spread his hands and said nonchalantly. His eyes were extremely contemptuous. None of the bullshit Jiao Demon King worked in his eyes. What's more, there is just a Demon King in this secret realm, and he is not a true great king, so he is nothing to him. After hearing this, the Jiao Demon King's face turned completely gloomy. Qin Feng's tone and eyes made him extremely uncomfortable. As the king of the secret realm Yin Yang Valley, he was an overlord-level figure. Even the other demon kings in the valley were respectful to him and did not dare to be arrogant in front of him, but the contempt in Qin Feng's words made him furious. Boy, I don't have much patience. If you don't obediently bring the weapon up, I will have to go get it myself. The Demon King roared loudly, and then he shot at Qin Feng. His fierce momentum instantly broke through the void, making Yin Yang Valley tremble. Boy, if you don't cherish the opportunity I gave you, you will have to pay a heavy price. The Demon King's murderous intention bloomed, and he suddenly rushed towards Qin Feng. The murderous aura in his palms filled the air, exuding deadly demonic power. Boom! The palm of the Dragon Demon King rose with the storm in the void, turning into a claw of a heavenly dragon, covering the sky and the sun, covering Qin Feng, Bing Yaya and Bing Yuer all below. The palm print was gleaming with cold light and densely covered with silver scales. It was extremely tyrannical and released destructive power, shocking Bing Yaya and Bing Yuer. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fa Shi. Chapter 585. The palm print was gleaming with cold light and densely covered with silver scales. It was extremely tyrannical and released destructive power, shocking Bing Yaya and Bing Yuer. Qin Feng's eyes narrowed, and he moved forward to face him without panicking at all. Now, his strength has reached the first level of Wuxiang heaven, and he can definitely fight against the early stage monks in the realm of princes. However, with the blessing of the Nine Forbiddens, a monk in the middle stage of the realm of princes can definitely fight, and the mere Demon King is really not looked down upon by him. The heaven-shaking seal. Qin Feng let out a soft roar, and the Earth Immortal and other martial arts skills went up to him directly and faced off against him head-on. The heaven-turning seal is in the void, turning into a big mountain, flowing out of the vast aura, suppressing the front. There was only a loud roar as the claw marks of the Dragon Demon King collided with Qin Feng's heaven-shaking seal and disappeared into nothingness in an instant. Immediately afterwards, strong winds sprang up in the field, spreading energy waves like landslides and tsunamis. Endless divine power swept across the fields and shook all directions. Huo Yan and many monks from the Flame Clan were all cheering loudly for Demon King Qiao. They seemed to have foreseen Qin Feng's death. But the next moment, everyone closed their mouths, with horror in their eyes. Qin Feng's palms were so powerful. In an instant, he easily and freely destroyed the palm prints of Demon King Qiao, causing the destructive power to disappear into the air, which shocked all the monks present. Seeing that his attack was ineffective, the Dragon Demon King charged forward again, and then struck out with another earth-shaking palm. This palm was even more powerful than before, shattering the void on the spot. The space in Yin-Yang Valley was shaking like rags, and terrifying space cracks spread out. Qin Feng took the initiative to meet him again. He stepped on the immortal steps and crossed the void. His palms were shining brightly, blooming with golden light. The true energy of the sun permeated his palms. He used the Kunpeng divine form to perform the sun fist and suddenly blasted forward. Boom! The Yin and Yang Valley was trembling wildly. Qin Feng's physical body was too strong. The huge void in his palm rumbled, causing the Jiao Demon King's face to change dramatically, and he felt the terrifying aura. The palms of the two collided, and a loud noise was heard in the void, and energy swept in all directions. In an instant, Demon King's palm convulsed, and a wisp of bright red blood overflowed from the corner of his mouth. He was slightly injured in the fight with Qin Feng. How is that possible? The Jiao Demon King was horrified, and his pupils suddenly shrank. As a Demon King of the fifth heaven, he was actually defeated by a monk of the first heaven. This is simply unbelievable. Dragon Devil's Claw. At this moment, the Jiao Demon King was furious. He had despised Qin Feng and had not used all his strength just now. At this moment, he used the martial arts for which he was famous. It once used its dragon claws to run rampant in the Yin and Yang Valley and instantly killed the previous generation of Demon Kings, which made him famous in one battle. At this moment, he no longer held back, and a black dragon claw appeared in mid-air, spreading out brilliant demonic power, which was extremely terrifying and tore open the space in an instant. His true body is a dragon. This is the innate magical power of his physical body. It is the magical power that he awakened when he was in a low state. He has cultivated it to the transformation state. As the Dragon Demon King attacked, his palms instantly blocked the sky and the sun, and the power that burst out was so shocking that the souls of Huo Yan and others were trembling. What a terrifying magical power! The Dragon Demon King is indeed a dragon and phoenix among demons, his strength is really terrifying. There were voices of discussion. Faced with such a terrifying dragon claw, the monks of the Flame Clan trembled in their hearts and were extremely frightened. Brush. However, in the face of such threats, Qin Feng did not panic. His face was extremely calm and he raised his fist to strike. Boom! Qin Feng used the Sun Fist, and the terrifying power caused a roaring sound to be heard in the void. After being blessed by the 9 forbiddens, his fist was as powerful as the 5th heaven of the princes. There was a sound of gold and iron clashing between the two people, and a huge roar came from the entire Yin-Yang Valley. Countless gravels rolled down on both sides of the mountain, and rocks collapsed. Both of them had the power to destroy heaven and earth, making the space here extremely unstable. The amazing destructive power they unleashed destroyed countless vegetation, and they were simply too powerful. Qin Feng's fist, with the blessing of the 9 forbiddens, had nearly 100 times the power, and collided with the Jiao Demon King's claws, and actually had the upper hand. Impossible. The Demon King took more than a dozen steps back, his expression changed drastically, and he couldn't understand that even when he used his magical power, he was easily stopped by the other party. Chang Chong, you are really too weak. If you only have this skill, you can die. Qin Feng smiled coldly, looking extremely calm and calm. This punch was just a punch that he split from Kunpeng's divine form. Facing the Jiao Demon King, he had many ways to make the opponent powerless. It is hard to imagine that Qin Feng's combat effectiveness has increased several times by just raising a small level. Coupled with the blessing of the 9 forbidden domain, he has already become invincible. The demon element is destroyed. At this moment, the Demon King shouted loudly, and around him, terrifying whirlpools were suspended one after another. In the whirlpools, there was a powerful tearing force, and they rushed towards Qin Feng. This is the most powerful secret technique of the Jiao Demon King. Countless whirlpool cracks are trying to tear Qin Feng's soul apart. Moreover, this vortex can devour the divine power of the cultivators and destroy the source of the opponent's divine power, which is extremely terrifying. A trifle. Qin Feng was fearless. Behind him, the vision of the God King appeared, and a bright moon appeared on the sea, blooming with endless brilliance. In the God King Sea, thousands of heavy waves rolled up, surrounding Qin Feng, and the black vortex was instantly submerged by Qin Feng's God King Sea. At the same time, Qin Feng waved his fist and suppressed it forward. In the God King Sea, a huge fist also condensed and hit forward. With a loud bang, the fist print rose into the air in the void and rushed towards the Jiao Demon King. The terrible murderous intent, rolling up the sky and the earth, exuded incredible power, and the terrifying roaring sound shocked the world. Even the many cultivators of the Bingling clan in the distance felt the movement coming from the Yunyang Valley and were also shocked. Did Master Qin encounter danger after entering Yin-Yang Valley? The roar just now sounded like the voice of the Jiao Demon King. Did Master Qin fight with the Jiao Demon King? This is probably dangerous. The Jiao Demon King's strength has reached the 5th level of the lords. Even the old clan leader dare not be rude to him. Qin Feng is probably in danger. Many cultivators of the Bingling clan discussed this. This incredible attack power shocked them. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 586. The God King's Vision Sea, crushing with overwhelming force, instantly destroyed the Demon King Jiao's whirlpool of demon essence extinction, and the fist was so powerful that it crushed forward directly. At this moment, the Demon King Jiao was horrified. He used all his strength to extinct the demon essence, but he couldn't stop Qin Feng, which made him extremely horrified. Swish. The first moment, the Demon King Jiao pulled Huo Yan in front of him and quickly retreated to the back. Huo Yan was horrified. In his heart, he cursed all the ancestors of the Demon King Jiao. He used heavy energy waves to cover him and laid dozens of light shields to block Qin Feng's attack. Puff. The God King Sea turned into a heaven-shaking seal, which directly suppressed Huo Yan's body. The other party let out a scream that shook the earth, and his body immediately broke into pieces and was crushed into a blood mist, which was extremely miserable. The dignified cultivator of the 9th level of the Wuxiang heaven had no time to react in front of Qin Feng, and was completely crushed. Because the fire rock blocked this moment, the Jiao Demon King reacted immediately, escaped hundreds of meters away, and stabilized his body. The cultivators of the Flame Clan were all surprised. Qin Feng's attack power was too strong, and even the Jiao Demon King did not dare to confront him. Their new clan leader was completely killed in a single encounter, and the others could not stop him at all, which made their horror reach the peak. Swish! At this moment, the cultivators of the Flame Clan were all panicked. They flew into the air immediately and wanted to escape far away. Want to run? Qin Feng's powerful soul swept around. These people were the instigators, and he didn't want to let any of them go. In an instant, the fire eyes locked on the 6 cultivators of the Flame Clan, and Qin Feng rushed over with the Nixian step. The eye ceiling 10,000 miles was used, and the void suddenly became extremely quiet. Then, Qin Feng's figure suddenly appeared. Puff! Qin Feng punched out, and the heaven-flipping seal directly hit the back of a Flame Clan cultivator, breaking him into pieces. At the same time, Qin Feng stepped on the immortal step again, and the heaven-flipping seal came to suppress. The terrifying energy locked the Flame Clan cultivator and released the energy that suppressed the world. Puff, puff. Continuous extremely deep screams came, and Qin Feng asked several other Flame Clan cultivators to suppress them all at once, and they all became corpses. Several powerful Flame Clan cultivators were beaten to death by Qin Feng. Such an attacking technique made the Dragon Demon King in the distant sky feel terrified and frightened to the extreme. Young master, don't do it, I am willing to submit to you. Seeing Qin Feng swooping towards him again, the Dragon Demon King was shocked and hurriedly begged Qin Feng for mercy. Just now, he had used all his strength, but still could not make any achievements. This made him realize that it was impossible to defeat Qin Feng with ordinary means. Moreover, when he thought that the other party had a very terrifying magic weapon, if the other party took out the magic weapon at the critical moment, he would only end up falling. It's too late to surrender to me. Qin Feng's eyes were full of murderous intent. He looked down on the mere Jiao Demon King. As long as his dragon horse could wake up, its strength would definitely be far superior to Jiao Demon King. Although Bing Yuer and Bing Yaya were far away, they still couldn't help trembling. The two were affected by the momentum of Qin Feng and Jiao Demon King, which made them feel the chill from deep in their bones. Mr. Qin is so powerful, could he not be the son of the Holy Land outside? He looks only about 20 years old, but he has such fighting power. He can be called a young demon king. Bing Yuer and Bing Yaya couldn't help trembling. They felt the strong fighting spirit in Qin Feng, which was unheard of. At this moment, Qin Feng made a Taiyan fist with his left hand and a Taiyang fist with his right hand. The Taiyan and the Taiyang intertwined, and the Kunpeng divine form was filled with golden stripes, intertwined with black mist, and came to suppress the Jiao Demon King, unstoppable. I will fight you. The Jiao Demon King knew that he had to fight to the death. He shouted loudly, and the blood in his body was completely burned. A phantom of a Jiaolong appeared behind him, flashing endless demon light and endless demon fire, sweeping towards Qin Feng, trying to refine Qin Feng. Qin Feng urged the Kunpeng divine form, and the golden light and black light intertwined, rushing towards the Jiao Demon King's Jiaolong vision. Boom! Kunpeng collided with the Jiaolong, tearing the Jiaolong apart on the spot. In the sky, the Jiaolong vision twisted and disappeared into nothingness. Seeing his own vision, he could not intercept Qin Feng at all. The Jiao Demon King completely lost the desire to fight. He retreated to the rear again and again, trying to escape into the depths of the Yin-Yang Valley. Where are you going? Qin Feng didn't give him a chance at all. Under his urging, Kunpeng's divine form pressed down towards Jiao Demon King. Kunpeng's divine form is a top-level martial art of earthly immortals. At this time, Kunpeng swept across the sky, unstoppable, and burst into 1,000-foot light. Jiao Demon King felt the Kunpeng divine form under the blessing of the 9 prohibitions. His face was extremely pale, and his heart was terrified. He burned more divine power and increased his speed. However, Qin Feng's speed was so fast that his whole body was glowing. The reverse immortal step allowed him to cross the void and catch up with Jiao Demon King in an instant. The terrifying divine form pressed down, with the momentum of destroying the world. At this moment, Jiao Demon King roared. At the critical moment of life and death, the demon essence in his body completely burned up, illuminating the world. However, Kunpeng, blessed by the 9 forbiddens, pressed down, and nothing could stop it. The demon essence on the Jiao Demon King was instantly extinguished by Qin Feng, and then the Jiao Demon King was knocked out on the spot. Boom! The Jiao Demon King was blown away thousands of meters by Qin Feng's Kunpeng divine form, and crashed into a mountain, which was blown into pieces on the spot and covered by boulders. Cough cough. The Jiao Demon King pushed the boulder away, and he coughed up blood. His body was indeed very strong. He took Qin Feng's 9 forbidden Kunpeng divine form head-on, and his body did not break into pieces. However, the Jiao Demon King was also weak in blood and suffered a lot of damage. His body trembled and hurt his vitality. Not far away, Bing Yaya and Bing Yue were shocked to the extreme. What a terrible power! Qin Fengzi used a move and a half to blow away the arrogant Jiao Demon King and smashed him into the mountain. Such combat power was really beyond their imagination. I'm afraid the young God King recorded in ancient books is no more than this. With such a miraculous physique and such terrifying fighting power, is he still a human? If someone says that young Master Qin is a real dragon, I will definitely believe it. Bing Yaya and Bing Yue both showed shocked expressions. The two of them were communicating quickly. Would such an extraordinary person allow the two of them to follow him? Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 587. Qin Feng's pupils shrank, and there was a look of surprise in his eyes. The body of this Dragon Demon King was actually extremely powerful. With such a body, among the enemies he encountered, the Jiao Demon King's physique was enough to rank among the top 3. Damn, this kid is so cruel, he's almost inhuman. The Jiao Demon King was extremely panicked. He hurriedly swallowed the healing elixir, not daring to stay for a long time. He burned his demonic power again and fled into the distance. At this moment, he increased his speed to the extreme, spending all his energy in an attempt to escape. Whoosh! In the blink of an eye, the Dragon Demon King penetrated for more than dozens of miles. He jumped into the deepest part of the Yin-Yang Valley. Qin Feng stopped after chasing for a few steps. He felt that there were several terrifying auras in the Yin and Yang Valley, and those auras were even worse than the Jiao Demon King. He simply turned back and gathered with Bing Yaya and Bing Yue. His purpose was to see if there was any fairy medicine in the Yin-Yang Valley. Just kill the Demon King along the way while searching. I've met Mr. Qin. I've met Mr. Qin. Bing Yaya and Bing Yue saluted Qin Feng, their perfect figures swaying with their movements, making people feel dizzy. Qin Feng immediately looked away, feeling a little embarrassed. The two girls were wearing too cool clothes, and their figures were also very good, with undulating waves, which made people embarrassed to look directly at them. At this time, the sky was completely dark, and there was moonlight falling in the air, making the two people's reflections otherworldly and extremely beautiful. You two girls, this Yin-Yang Valley is extremely dangerous. What are you two doing here this time? Qin Feng said with some doubts. The strength of the two girls was in the phaseless state, and entering the Yin and Yang Valley, they would almost die. Master Qin, the two of us have separated from the Bingling clan and want to seek refuge with you and repay your kindness. We are willing to do anything. I hope you can make it happen. As the elder sister, Bing Yuer spoke first, with a blush on her face, looking beautiful. Mr. Qin, my sister, and I are willing to work as cows and horses to serve you. Don't dislike us and drive us away. We can go to our place. Bing Yaya's voice was filled with tears. Her pretty face looked at Qin Feng with great hope, looking very charming. Qin Feng was slightly shocked when he heard this. Did these two girls actually do this? Looking at it like this, the two of them completely want to commit themselves to each other. This is really too tempting, right? Mr. Qin, although our two sisters are low in strength, the two of us can take care of your daily life. We can make beds, warm quilts, wash, and cook. I hope Mr. Qin won't dislike it. Bing Yuer said very sincerely, her big eyes were curved and very smart, and there was a look of hope in her eyes. If Qin Feng really drove them away, then the two of them would really be homeless. If I refuse, can you two go back? Qin Feng thought for a while and said, the two girls are twins. Although they are carved from the same mold, one is cold and the other is hot. They are simply two stunning beauties. It would be really pleasing to see these two twins every day when I wake up. The two of us have completely separated from the Bingling clan. If Mr. Qin doesn't want us, then we will have no choice but to die. Bing Yaya's eyes were very dim. She and her sister Bing Yuer had completely separated from the Bingling clan. If Qin Feng really drove them away and lost the protection of the clan, then in the third level of this secret realm, the two no one can survive no matter what. I like these two sisters very much. Why don't you just keep them? At this time, seeing that everyone was safe in the forest, Zuk Yeqing Cheng rushed over and appeared here. At this moment, Yeqing Cheng's beautiful eyes were staring at Qin Feng with a teasing look on his face. She could clearly see that Qin Feng's rejection was not sincere at all. This man was too carefree. The two sisters are so lovely, you can stay. Zuk also nodded and said, Bing Yuer and Bing Yaya are indeed very good people. They look the same but have different temperaments. If she were a man, she would be tempted. Well, you can just follow me from now on. Seeing that Zuk also agreed to keep the two of them, Qin Feng nodded his head as a last resort. The strength of the two girls was in the phaseless realm, stronger than Suzaku, and they were still local snakes on the third level of the secret realm. Bringing them with them would be able to deal with him very helpful. It was getting late at this time. Qin Feng and the others came to a valley, where she set up a mysterious formation and at the same time took out his Ruyi Palace. As Qin Feng infused his divine power, the Ruyi Palace instantly grew larger. Looking at the scene in front of them, Bing Yuer and Bing Yaya opened their eyes wide and were very unbelievable. This magic weapon is simply a mobile luxury house. It is so luxurious and magical. Just after the two of them entered Ruyi Palace, they were completely stunned by the furnishings inside. The items and furniture in Ruyi Palace are all various treasures collected by Qin Feng. They are simply magnificent. Every item is a priceless treasure. However, the two complained about Qin Feng's taste. The decoration seemed to have the mentality of a nouveau riche and did not reflect the taste of a mansion at all. So, the two girls immediately started to put the furnishings in Ruyi Palace back into place. Soon after, Qin Feng looked at the brand new Ruyi Palace and nodded with satisfaction. After these two girls tidied it up, the Ruyi Palace looked much more pleasing to the eye. In the evening, Qin Feng and the others hunted some prey and had a rich meal. This feast was also very luxurious. Even the fruits on the table were of extremely amazing red fruits, which opened the eyes of both Bing Yuer and Bing Yaya. Not long after, Qin Feng sat cross-legged on the jade futon to practice and rest. About an hour later, he opened the door of his palace. As Qin Feng entered his room, he was instantly stunned by the scene in front of him. At this time, Bing Yuer and Bing Yaya were all lying naked on Qin Feng's bed, warming Qin Feng's bed. This scene immediately made Qin Feng's blood surge to the sky. He just felt his blood rising. The two peerless beauties lying on the bed were so tempting that something could easily happen. "What are you two doing?" Qin Feng swallowed without leaving a trace. He didn't have any deep feelings with these two girls. If he just ate two people, it would be too unfair to these two girls. "We are warming Mr. Qin's bed." Bing Yaya smiled slyly, while Bing Yuer blushed with embarrassment and wished she could bury her face deeply in the quilt. Warm reminder, if you find that clicking the next page will force you to jump to other websites, please use the chapter error or contact us at the bottom to inform us. We will handle it as soon as possible. Thank you for your understanding. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 588. Bing Yaya looked at her sister's embarrassed look and laughed so hard that her branches shook. Her tall body and skin were shining with a seductive luster, which was very attractive. Bing Yuer was shy and wanted to speak, her cheeks were flushed, she hid in the quilt and poked half of her head out, secretly looking at Qin Feng, looking very lovable. Looking at the two beauties in front of him, Qin Feng had some thoughts that were not suitable for children, but his soul was extremely powerful. He clearly felt that in the other room, Yecheng Cheng and Zuck were locking their souls in his room. It was obvious that the two were following him. Of course, if something really happened under the gaze of the two, Qin Feng would feel a little embarrassed. After all, he was so thin-skinned, how could he feel embarrassed? Of course, more importantly, Qin Feng felt that he had known the two sisters for too short a time and had no feelings for them. If he really pushed them down, it would be unfair to them. "Mr. Qin, how can you let two beauties lie on the bed without being tempted at all?" In another room, Yecheng Cheng sent a message to Qin Feng. As the goddess of the Killer God dynasty, this girl really has no taboos in her words. It is obvious that she is teasing Qin Feng. Qin Feng was helpless about this. He asked Bing Yuer and Bing Yaya to put on their clothes and drove them out of their rooms. In another room, Zhu Qiu's beautiful eyes were shining with a little light. She was different from Zhou Qing'er. If Zhou Qing'er was here, she would have rushed to Qin Feng's room as soon as possible. As the door was pushed open, Bing Yaya and Bing Yuer were driven out by Qin Feng, and Zhu Ke breathed a sigh of relief. Before leaving, Qin Feng's little apprentice repeatedly reminded him to keep an eye on Qin Feng and not let him flirt with other women. If he couldn't even do this little thing well, how could he unite with Zhou Qing'er? The palace was magnificent, the environment was comfortable and elegant, and there was a maze formation to hide it. If a monster passed by, it would not be able to find Qin Feng's Ruyi Palace. They rested well here, and the whole night passed quickly. The next day, just after dawn, Bing Yuer and Bing Yaya rushed to Qin Feng's room to help him dress and wash. The two peerless beauties had black hair and shiny skin, accompanied by the body fragrance of the girls, which made Qin Feng's mouth dry. He was not used to being served by the two, washed up, and then put away the Ruyi Palace, ready to go to the depths of Yunyang Valley to find the legendary elixir. Soon after, Qin Feng and the other 5 rode peacocks to the heart of Yunyang Valley. In his perception, the depths of Yunyang Valley did have the breath of elixir. As long as he could get that elixir, Longma's cultivation would be promoted again. By then, the evolved Longma would have the possibility of becoming a great king. If the dragon horse can become a great king, then with its strength, it will be enough to run rampant in Yanbei. You know, there are not many cultivators who can become great kings in the whole Yanbei. Qin Feng and his 5 companions flew all the way and soon arrived at the depths of Yunyang Valley. Here, the yin and yang qi run parallel, and countless powerful auras are dormant in the mountains, which is full of oppression. As Qin Feng and his 5 companions approached, he found the place where the ground veins converged in front of him. There is a lake, flowing with energy and energy all over the sky, which looks extremely sacred. There are energy with fire and ice attributes, which permeate here, and flow out endless rays of light here. And where all the rays of light converge, the lake presents the shape of Tai Chi, with yin and yang Chi rotating, and bursting out extremely terrifying pressure. In the yin and yang lake, a magical fairy medicine is bred. This fairy medicine is extremely extraordinary and blooms with endless life energy. The plant, which is less than 1 meter tall, has 9 leaves, each of which is different. It emits a radiance that fills the sky and is interwoven with divine texts. At the top of the plant, there grows a magical fruit. That fruit is crystal clear and exudes a strong life essence, like a flying phoenix, extremely sacred. After seeing this fruit, Qin Feng was sure that this was definitely the legendary elixir. The breath flowing out of it was too strong. Just by breathing in the trace amount of vitality emitted in the air, Qin Feng felt comfortable and relieved of fatigue. Here, Qin Feng felt more than a dozen powerful breaths. The owners of those breaths all used their divine thoughts to sweep around Qin Feng's body, as if they were very dissatisfied with him for breaking the tranquility here. This yin-yang lake is protected by a formation restriction. The formation restriction is so advanced that it has surpassed the scope of understanding of ordinary formation masters. This is probably the protective restriction set by Qingxian Sanren, that is to say, when this immortal medicine was first born, it was discovered by Qingxian Sanren, and he used the formation to block it. This is also the reason why, in this secret realm for countless years, this immortal medicine has not been taken away by living beings. However, now, after hundreds of great monsters and hundreds of years of cracking, the restriction set by Qingxian Sanren has reached the edge of collapse. It seems that in as much as a month or as little as 20 days, this restriction can be directly disintegrated, exposing this spiritual medicine to the world. Qin Feng landed here on a peacock, his fiery eyes, looking at the countless broken formation stones around him, his heart moved slightly. If he took action, with his attainments in formation, the complete advancement might not be able to break it, but now the power of the restriction is insufficient. As long as 7 days, when the restriction is at its weakest, he will have absolute confidence to break it. Suddenly, a demon king saw Qin Feng approaching, and instantly let out a thunderous roar. "Human, do you think you can get this elixir?" On a low mountain, a demon king let out a long roar, and the terrible pressure enveloped Qin Feng, as if the power of heaven and earth was spreading, captivating people's minds. Qin Feng's pupils shrank. The cultivation of this demon king was at the 4th level of the princes. It seemed that his momentum was not much better than that of the Jiao demon king, and it was very difficult to deal with. "Human, you actually want to get your hands on the elixir, you are not qualified." The demon king's cold voice came, and a terrifying and monstrous evil spirit permeated. As the demon king's breath fell, it rose across the sky. "Chi La." The demon king crossed the void and came to the top of Qin Feng in an instant. He slapped Qin Feng with one claw, wanting to tear him and peacock apart on the spot. This was a pangolin, with a divine sun standing on its body, and its scales were shining, looking extremely terrifying. As it attacked Qin Feng and the other 5, Qin Feng immediately left peacock and rushed to the upper wind to kill. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 589. The Demon King Pangolin has coveted this elixir for decades, but unfortunately, it has never been able to break the ban and has no way to get it. And now, it finally saw hope, but an ant jumped out and wanted to get his hands on the elixir. This is simply too tired to live. Get lost. Qin Feng frowned, and he shouted loudly. The dragon talisman burst out with terrifying power and rushed towards the Demon King Pangolin, surging with overwhelming power, which looked creepy. In a flash, Qin Feng's dragon talisman collided with the pangolin, and the terrible energy swept in all directions. The powerful recoil force directly pushed the pangolin back more than 10 meters before it could stand firm. "Get lost, if you dare to stop me again, I will kill you immediately." Qin Feng was suspended in the air. He looked down at the pangolin below, and didn't take the other party seriously at all. Even a powerful demon king like Jiao cannot stand shoulder to shoulder with him, not to mention the pangolin in front of him who is one level lower than Jiao Demon King. The pangolin is covered with scales. It is a transformed demon beast. Its upright body is like a human, but its head is the shape of a pangolin. At this moment, its eyes are full of horror. It is unbelievable that a cultivator of the first level of Wuxiang can actually repel it. "Boy, I advise you to leave quickly, otherwise when other demon kings take action, you will only have one way to die." The pangolin sent out a divine thought, which contained a strong pressure. This kind of powerful pressure is simply unbearable for ordinary cultivators in the Wuxiang realm. This was the case with Huoyan in front of Jiao Demon King before. With the cultivation of Huoyan Wuxiang realm, he could not bear the pressure of Jiao Demon King at all. However, Qin Feng's strength is far beyond Huoyan's comparison. Such a terrifying pressure has no effect on him. Moreover, the powerful aura radiated by Qin Feng also enveloped Bing Yaya, Bing Yuer and the other four, allowing them to withstand the pressure of the pangolin without panic. Swish! At this moment, Qin Feng's appearance seemed to have set off a fuse. On the surrounding hills, more than a dozen powerful Demon King auras suddenly emerged and stared at the field. Everyone wanted to get the legendary elixir, and Qin Feng's performance made them realize that Qin Feng was qualified to compete with them. This kind of heaven and earth treasure is naturally owned by the virtuous. You can't break the restrictions here, so what if I try? Qin Feng's face bloomed with a confident smile. If the dozen demon kings around him attacked together, as powerful as he was, he could only flee from here as soon as possible. However, if he broke the restrictions and took the elixir into his pocket, then no matter who came, it would be impossible for him to hand over the elixir to others. "Can you break the restriction here?" Qin Feng's words immediately aroused the interest of more than a dozen demon kings around him. If they waited for the restriction to be broken, it would take at least a month. In their view, if they broke the restriction of the Guardian Elixir one day in advance, they could get the elixir one day earlier and complete the brilliant journey of advancement. You believe the words of a boy who is still wet behind the ears. Yes, the other party is just an ant in the first level of Wuxiang, and a very young human. How can he break such a terrifying formation? Many demon kings did not believe that Qin Feng had such strength. The formation laid by Qingxian Patriarch could not be broken without hundreds of years of formation attainments. Qin Feng rolled his eyes when he heard this. These people completely looked down on him. However, since these people did not believe in him, he was too lazy to explain. Swish! At the edge of the restriction, Qin Feng used his fiery eyes to check the patterns on the ground. The patterns intertwined and turned into the Jedi Guardian Elixir. Finally, he was sure that with his formation level, he would be able to break the ban after 7 days when the energy of the ban reached its peak. After getting the information he needed, Qin Feng immediately rode on the peacock and turned around to leave with everyone. As Qin Feng left, all the demon kings around were stunned. The young man just vowed that he could break the formation, so why did he run away now? Damn, this kid is making fun of us. I said that this kid is so young, how could he break the formation? The other demon kings were all talking about it. They didn't believe that Qin Feng had the means to break the ban here. Of course, these demon kings usually have a good relationship, but they are all competitors in this place. As long as they can get this elixir, they can make their strength evolve brilliantly, and then they can become the well-deserved overlords in the secret realm. As Qin Feng and others left, the roar near Yunyang Lake broke out again. There were two demon kings who were extremely hostile to each other, and they immediately rushed together, spreading out a terrifying aura that was incredibly powerful. The Demon King Pangolin looked at Qin Feng's departing figure, and a strong murderous intent bloomed in its eyes, but for the sake of the elixir, it finally did not follow. In the next few days, Qin Feng walked around the entire Yin-Yang Valley. He was sure that there was only one elixir near the Yin-Yang Lake. In this Yin-Yang Valley, there were more spiritual medicines, and spiritual medicines were not very effective for the dragon horse. 7 days later, Qin Feng asked Zuck and the others to hide, and he came to the top of the Yin-Yang Valley again alone, taking advantage of the night. At this time, the Yin-Yang Lake intertwined the Yin-Yang Qi, rotating and gathering the earth veins, and strands of energy light were added to the array prohibition to replenish the energy required for the array. Crack! At this moment, the energy of the formation reached a limit, and a clicking sound came from the formation pivot. The formation pivot in the center was full of cracks, and it seemed that it would collapse on the spot at any time. This sound immediately attracted the attention of many demon kings around. They looked at the cracks on the formation hub and were extremely ecstatic in their hearts. They know that when the formation hub completely collapses, it will be the time when the restriction covering Yin-Yang Lake dissipates. Human boy, why are you here again? Boy, I advise you to leave as soon as possible. With your strength, if you want to get your hands on the elixir, you are courting death. Several demon kings who had seen Qin Feng a few days ago all shouted, in their opinion, the strength of the Wuxiang first layer is too weak, and just being affected by the aftermath of their battle will directly collapse here and become blood mist. The treasures of heaven and earth are things without an owner. If you false kings can come, why can't I come? Qin Feng glanced at the demon king with evil intentions, although in this secret realm, the great demons in the realm of princes all called themselves kings. However, their strength is still far from being comparable to the great kings from the outside world. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 590. Monks in the realm of princes are called Dacheng kings when they reach the state of Dzogchen. When they reach this state, kings are divided into 9 grades. The first level is the weakest, and the 9th level is the strongest. Almost all the beings who can reach this level of cultivation are old monsters. In some Holy Land sects, such strong men are called living fossils, and their strength is extremely terrifying. Although the demon beasts in the vassal realms in front of them proclaim themselves demon kings, they are far from being comparable to the real kings. At this moment, although Qin Feng's cultivation level is only at the first level of Wuxiang heaven, his combat power has been incredibly powerful after being blessed by nearly 100 times the power of the 9 forbiddens. The mere princes are the existence of Zhongtian, and they pose no threat to him at all. To us, you are just an ant. Killing you is as easy as an ant. A cold expression bloomed on the pangolin's face. A few days ago, Qin Feng used a dragon talisman to knock it back more than 10 feet, which made it feel very shameless. In the next few days, several demon kings laughed at it, and they couldn't even take down a boy from the first level of Wuxiang, which made it feel very embarrassed. Now, Qin Feng appears here again, and he knows it is time to regain his place and re-establish his prestige among the demon kings. And, are you looking for trouble? Qin Feng's eyes were focused, and there was a murderous intent in his eyes. Originally, he was prepared to let the pangolin go, but the other party provoked him again and again, which made him very unhappy. Roar! Hearing this, the pangolin's expression turned completely gloomy. It let out a long roar. The sound wave was so powerful that it roared to the mountains and rivers. The terrifying pressure came down towards the Qin Feng, causing the wind to form into pieces. If Qin Feng followed the past, it would be difficult to deal with this pangolin. However, now that he has established himself in the first level of the Wuxiang heaven, the monsters and beasts in the 4th level of the princes pose no threat to him at all. Don't overestimate your own capabilities. Qin Feng shouted loudly. He raised his hand and made a heaven-shaking seal. His palm print instantly expanded to tens of feet, and a vast aura flowed forward, suppressing it. Roar! At this moment, the pangolin looked up to the sky and roared. In front of it, there was a demon element that turned into a long knife and slashed at Qin Feng's heaven-shaking seal. The murderous aura swept forward and lit up the night sky. Boom! The direction of the long sword collided with Qin Feng's heaven-shaking seal. A roaring sound came from the void, and a strong sense of oppression swept across the world. Among the mountains in the distance, some low-level monsters could not help but kneel down, their faces filled with wonder. Qin Feng was obviously only in the first level of the Wuxiang heaven, but his prestige was actually comparable to that of the Demon King, and he really suppressed some of them. After all, the pangolin is also a Demon King that frightens everyone in the Yin and Yang Valley, and its strength is extremely terrifying. At this time, they were blocked by an ant in their eyes. No wonder even the surrounding Demon Kings were shocked. Can you handle a pangolin? If you can't even take down an ant, how can you deserve to be as famous as us? There was a Demon King in the darkness who laughed and said, "The majestic pangolin Demon King can't even take down a boy from the first level of Wuxiang. This is really an embarrassment to their Demon Kings. Why are you forcing me? If you're not convinced, come on." When the pangolin heard this, it immediately became furious. It also wanted to capture Qin Feng, but for some reason, it felt great danger from Qin Feng's body. The other party is clearly in the first level of the Wuxiang heaven, but the aura that spreads out, even the Demon Kings in some princely realms cannot compare with it. And Qin Feng, listening to the divine thoughts coming from the Demon King hiding in the dark, a sneer appeared on his lips. Although the voice was well hidden, Qin Feng had completely heard it. The other person's voice was that of the Demon King. The Demon King hiding in the dark was not angry. He knew that he was not Qin Feng's opponent, so it was impossible for him to come forward. "How about you two come together?" Qin Feng was very calm. He waved his hand towards the Demon King in the darkness, with an unpredictable smile on his face. "No need to pretend, Jiao Demon King. I know it's you. You two can come together." Seeing that the Demon King was unmoved, Qin Feng said again, with a calm expression and no panic at all, "You alone are worthy of letting our two Demon Kings take action together." The pangolin sneered again and again, its eyes filled with contempt. If it joined forces with the Jiao Demon King, wouldn't it be looked down upon by the other Demon Kings? "Fellow pangolin, let me tell you the truth. I have done something with this person. This person is not simple. I suggest that we two take action together." At this time, the Demon King hiding in the dark sent out a spiritual thought towards the pangolin. He knew that he was not Qin Feng's opponent, but if he had the help of the pangolin, the situation would be different. If two Demon Kings can't defeat a human monk again, then they won't have to hang out in this secret realm. The pangolin frowned when he heard this. It knew the strength of the Demon King. He was an overlord-level existence in the Yin and Yang Valley. The boy who could be taken seriously by the opponent must be extremely terrifying in combat. "Fellow pangolin, as long as you kill the boy with me, I swear, I will help you win the elixir." The Jiao Demon King once again tempted him. Although he also wanted the elixir very much, he preferred the latter to killing Qin Feng. "Okay, Demon King Jiao, you must keep your word." The pangolin was moved. Although it was a bit unfair to join forces with the Jiao Demon King to kill Qin Feng, it was all worth it for the sake of the immortal medicine. "Of course, I swear that after the matter is accomplished, I will definitely help you get the immortal medicine," the Jiao Demon King said in a voice transmission. He hated Qin Feng to the extreme. As long as Qin Feng existed, they would not be able to get the immortal medicine safely. More importantly, he knew that Qin Feng had a very terrifying magic weapon. If he could get that magic weapon, it would be enough to enhance his strength. At that time, with the blessing of the magic weapon, Even if all the demon kings attacked together, they would not be his opponent. By then, the immortal medicine would be easy to capture. Hey, have you two discussed it? I suggest you go together. The corners of Qin Feng's mouth curved into a cold arc. He knew that the Jiao Demon King had been scared out of his wits and would definitely join forces with the pangolin. It was just unknown what excuse he would have to deceive the pangolin to join him. Qin Feng, you can be so arrogant, you will cry later. The Jiao Demon King appeared in the forest, floating in the air, with demonic energy all over his body, and cold murderous intent flowing in his vertical pupils. 7 days ago, he was severely injured by Qin Feng, and Zhu Zhao spent more than half of his treasure accumulation before he could barely recover. At this moment, seeing Qin Feng again, he wanted to eat his flesh and drink his blood.